The Eisenhower Matrix is supposed to help you prioritize tasks, a tool to help you manage busy schedules and work more effectively. But most people unknowingly sabotage themselves by putting the wrong things in it. So today I'll show you what to keep out of each quadrant to avoid hurting your progress and switch from merely busy to highly effective. To truly utilize the matrix, we first need to understand the difference between urgent and important tasks. Urgent tasks are time sensitive and demand your immediate attention. So things like phone ringing, deadlines, or a crisis situation. On the other hand, important tasks usually don't have immediate consequences if delayed, but it moves you towards your long-term goals. Think about building health, wealth, and relationships. So up here in quadrant 1, we have urgent and important tasks. These are kind of like the fires that you have to put out in your life. It could be a school or work assignment deadlines, medical emergencies, or a burst water pipe, sick child or pets, or bills that are due today. The more things that end up in quadrant 1 is going to make you feel more chaotic in your life. So ideally, you would want to try and eliminate or reduce the likelihood of things ending up in quadrant 1 as much as possible. Things you should avoid putting in quadrant 1 are other people's priorities, being a perfectionist and doing multiple revisions, revision after revision, or crisis situations that could have been avoided. These could be bills that are left until the last day, projects that you are working on right before the deadline, or it could even be running out of groceries midweek right before you are going to prepare dinner. These are self-created emergencies that can actually be avoided. So what can we do about it? Well, as you are putting out those fires from self-created emergencies, you want to also schedule in prevention strategies in other quadrants to prevent those crises from occurring again. So you can meal prep ahead of time to make sure there's enough food for the whole week. You can get a head start with the next project and set up direct debit for that recurring bill. This will help you reduce the amount of tasks that end up in quadrant 1 so you are not constantly living in the crisis mode, draining you of energy. Over here in quadrant 2, we have important but not urgent. These are things that contribute to your long-term goals and success, but they don't require your immediate attention. These are usually things that only you can do. Think about taking care of your health, eating healthy, sleeping well, exercising, and attending regular health checkups. It could be relationships, so spending time on meaningful connections and networking. Or it could be self-growth activities like learning new languages, building systems and procedures for your business, or creating contents for your brand. A lot of the time though, the things in quadrant 2 gets pushed out of our schedule because there's literally no immediate consequences if we don't do them. We tend to place more importance on things that's urgent and time sensitive, and things that can be done later becomes never. This is called the mere urgency effect. But the things in quadrant 2 should really be your highest priority, because the more time you spend in quadrant 2, the less time you're going to have to spend in quadrant 1 dealing with emergencies, putting out fires, like taking care of your health so you're less likely to get sick, or building systems and automations so the bills doesn't get left until the last minute. That's why you should make sure you schedule quadrant 2 activities onto your calendar and do it soon. Let me know in the comments below, when was the last time you went for your dental checkups? Are you overdue for your annual health checks? What you don't want to schedule in quadrant 2 are endless research leading to analysis paralysis and decision fatigue. You also don't want to be writing vague goals like work on my business that doesn't really give you any directions. I have a whole video about setting and achieving goals, so if you want more information, make sure you check that one out. Moving on to quadrant 3, these are usually things that come up as urgent, but they're not all that important. They don't usually add any long-term values, and usually it can be delegated to someone else. It could be doing favors for other people that end up derailing your own priorities, answering non-essential phone calls, emails, and text messages, attending long and unimportant meetings, doing admin tasks like bookkeeping and data entry. If you can, try to outsource these tasks to someone else so you can free up more of your time. Examples of things that you can totally omit from quadrant 3 are shallow socializing, superficial conversations, family gatherings, or work-related social functions that you feel obligated to attend but don't genuinely want to. You can just skip them. There's no point in forcing yourself to be in a place where you don't want to be. And in quadrant 4, we have not urgent and not important. Why do we even have these tasks? We shouldn't even be doing them. Feel free to delete them straight away. Some examples of activities in quadrant 4 can be scrolling on your phone mindlessly, addiction to social media, procrastinating on a certain task, socializing with toxic people, These things are time wasters. They hinder our goals and doesn't add any value to our lives. But here are things that you should keep off of this quadrant, meaning things that you shouldn't delete from your life. These can be entertaining activities that you truly enjoy, even if it's not productive. Playing video games to decompress, taking long baths or showers, doing your passions that are not monetized. As long as the activity provides genuine pleasure for you, you don't need to make every single minute of your life productive. Resting and recovery is also part of being productive, right? Now, here's what I want you to do for this week. Just pick one thing from your matrix that doesn't belong there and remove it. It's about being selective with your energy and attention. And speaking of attention, there is a superpower that many solopreneurs haven't awakened within themselves, their ability to train their mind for deep, focused work. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you don't miss my upcoming video on how I use deep work technique to supercharge my focus. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.